Your person had a sudden change of heart, now they're planning something you never expected. My beloved child, if you are hearing this message right now, pause for a moment and allow yourself to breathe, because something may be shifting in the emotional world surrounding your person. There are moments when a person suddenly sees a situation differently, when the walls they built around their heart begin to weaken, and when thoughts they once pushed away suddenly become impossible to ignore. My beloved child, your person may have experienced a sudden change of heart. Something may have made them look at the connection between you in a completely different way. Perhaps time gave them perspective. Perhaps distance made them recognize your value. Perhaps a recent experience caused them to compare the present with the memories they shared with you. Perhaps they finally understood something they were unable to understand before. Whatever the reason, their emotional perspective may be changing, and with that change may come a desire to make a move that you never expected. My beloved child, sometimes a person's heart changes quietly before their actions reveal anything. They may continue behaving normally on the outside while internally questioning everything they once believed. They may ask themselves why they still remember you, why certain memories continue to return, why your absence feels different now, and why they suddenly feel the need to know how you are doing. These questions can create a powerful emotional shift. A person who once believed they had moved forward may suddenly discover that their heart never completely closed the door. My beloved child, your person may have believed that distance would make everything easier. They may have thought that enough time would erase the emotional connection. They may have tried to focus on work, responsibilities, friends, entertainment, or other relationships. But when the distractions became quiet, the memories may have returned. Sometimes the heart keeps unfinished conversations alive. Sometimes it remembers what the mind tried to forget. Sometimes a person can convince everyone around them that they are fine while privately carrying questions they cannot answer. My beloved child, your person may now be entering that private moment of honesty. They may be asking themselves whether walking away was truly the right decision. They may be looking back at the choices they made and realizing that they did not fully understand what they had. They may be remembering the patience you showed, the kindness you offered, the way you listened, the way you supported them, and the moments when you made them feel understood. These memories may now have a different meaning because they are being viewed from a place of distance. My beloved child, sometimes you cannot see the value of something clearly while you are standing inside it. But once you step away, the entire picture becomes visible. Your person may now be seeing the connection from a different perspective. They may be recognizing that what they once considered ordinary was actually rare. They may be realizing that not everyone offers the same emotional safety, understanding, and sincerity. They may be discovering that moving forward did not automatically mean moving on. My beloved child, this sudden change of heart may also be connected to something they recently experienced. Perhaps someone disappointed them. Perhaps a situation reminded them of your character. Perhaps they encountered a moment when they wished you were there. Perhaps they faced a challenge and remembered how you used to support them. These moments can awaken memories that were buried beneath everyday life. And once those memories return, they can create a chain reaction inside the heart. One memory leads to another. One question leads to another. One feeling becomes another. Eventually, the person begins to wonder whether they should do something about it. My beloved child, that is where planning may begin. Your person may be thinking about how to approach you. They may be wondering whether to send a message, make a call, ask someone about you, create a natural opportunity to meet, or simply start a small conversation. They may be trying to decide how much of their feelings to reveal at first. They may want to test whether you are still open to communication before making themselves vulnerable. My beloved child, if they are planning something, remember that you do not need to guess every detail. Let reality reveal it. You do not need to spend your days analyzing every social media post, every silence, every coincidence, or every small change. Your peace is more important than trying to predict another person's behavior. If they truly want to communicate, they have the ability to communicate. If they truly want to approach you, they can take that step. My beloved child, there is a powerful difference between sensing a change and seeing evidence of a change. You may feel that something is different, but allow their actions to confirm it. Feelings can be complicated. People can change their minds many times. But consistent action shows intention. Therefore, if your person suddenly appears again, remain calm. Listen. Observe. Do not rush. My beloved child, perhaps they have realized that their previous behavior hurt you. Maybe they now understand that their distance created confusion. Maybe they recognize that they did not communicate clearly. Maybe they regret leaving things unresolved. A genuine change of heart often comes with self-reflection. A person begins to see not only what they lost, but also how their own choices contributed to the loss. If your person is experiencing that kind of realization, it may be meaningful. But again, what matters is what they do with it. My beloved child, regret without responsibility does not create healing. Missing someone does not automatically create a healthy relationship. Wanting another chance does not erase the past. If your person is planning a return, they must understand that the future cannot simply repeat the old pattern. They must be prepared to communicate differently. They must be prepared to listen. They must be prepared to respect your boundaries. They must be prepared to rebuild trust patiently. My beloved child, perhaps this is why their next move may surprise you. They may not simply say, "I miss you." They may approach with something more meaningful. They may ask to have a serious conversation. They may finally explain something they kept hidden. They may apologize for something they never acknowledged. They may tell you that they have been thinking about what happened. They may reveal that they have changed their perspective. These conversations can feel intense because they bring the past and present together. But you do not have to rush through them. Let the truth unfold slowly. My beloved child, if your person reaches out, remember that you have changed too. You are not the same person who experienced the original situation. You have learned from it. You have healed parts of yourself. You have developed stronger boundaries. You may now understand your needs more clearly. Do not be afraid to communicate those needs. A healthy relationship has room for honest conversations. My beloved child, perhaps your person is nervous because they sense that you have changed. They may wonder whether you still care. They may wonder whether you have moved on. They may fear that they waited too long. They may be afraid that you will not respond the way they hope. This fear could explain why they are planning carefully rather than acting impulsively. They may want to choose the right moment. They may want to find the right words. They may want to avoid making another mistake. My beloved child, if they are genuinely thoughtful about their approach, allow them to take that responsibility. You do not need to make it easier by chasing them. You do not need to send hints. You do not need to create situations designed to force contact. Let them show courage. Let them take the step. My beloved child, sometimes the strongest position is simply being present in your own life. Continue working toward your goals. Continue taking care of yourself. Continue building your confidence. Continue enjoying your days. Your happiness should not depend on whether your person makes a move. If they come closer, you will evaluate it. If they do not, you will continue forward. That is emotional freedom. My beloved child, your person's sudden change of heart may be connected to a realization that you were not as easy to forget as they expected. They may have met new people and discovered that something felt missing. They may have tried to recreate the emotional connection and found themselves comparing it to what they experienced with you. They may have realized that certain qualities you possessed were not common. Perhaps you made them feel heard. Perhaps you made them feel accepted. Perhaps you understood them during a difficult period. Perhaps you encouraged them when they doubted themselves. These memories can become especially powerful when someone is facing a difficult season. My beloved child, sometimes people realize the importance of support only after they lose access to it. Your person may now understand that you were more than a romantic interest. You may have been a source of comfort, encouragement, friendship, and emotional understanding. That realization can change the way they see the past. My beloved child, perhaps they once believed that they had all the time in the world. Now they may be wondering whether the opportunity has passed. They may be thinking about what they would say if they saw you. They may be imagining your reaction. They may be considering whether an apology would be enough. They may be wondering whether you could ever trust them again. These questions can be painful, but they can also motivate someone to finally act. My beloved child, if your person is planning something, remember that their plan may not be perfect. They may stumble over their words. They may begin awkwardly. They may not know exactly how to express themselves. Do not judge everything by presentation alone. Listen for sincerity. Listen for accountability. Listen for whether they genuinely understand what happened. A person who is truly changing may not have perfect words, but their willingness to be honest can still be meaningful. My beloved child, if they say they want to rebuild, ask what rebuilding means to them. If they say they want to start again, ask what will be different this time. If they say they have changed, ask what they have learned. You do not need to interrogate them, but you deserve clarity. My beloved child, the next move they make should not require you to abandon your standards. If they truly value you, they will respect those standards. If they become angry because you need time, that tells you something. If they pressure you to forget the past, that tells you something. If they become defensive when you express your feelings, that tells you something. Pay attention. Your heart deserves both love and wisdom. My beloved child, perhaps your person has been preparing themselves emotionally before approaching you. They may be working through fear. They may be trying to become more confident. They may be thinking about how to apologize. They may be trying to understand what they truly want. This internal preparation can take time. You do not need to force the timeline. Let them do the work. My beloved child, sometimes a sudden change of heart does not mean someone has become completely different overnight. It may simply mean that they have finally become willing to look honestly at what happened. That is a beginning. Real transformation happens through repeated choices. If they begin communicating honestly, continue doing so. If they begin showing consistency, continue showing it. If they begin respecting your boundaries, maintain that respect. Change is built through repetition. My beloved child, you may be tempted to imagine the perfect reunion, the perfect conversation, or the perfect outcome. Dreams can feel comforting, but keep your feet grounded. Let the real person show you who they are today. Do not fall in love only with the version of them you hope they have become. Observe the version standing in front of you. My beloved child, this is important because your person's change of heart may be genuine, but you still deserve to see whether their behavior has changed. Emotions can shift quickly. Character is demonstrated over time. Let time help you. My beloved child, perhaps they are planning a meeting. Perhaps they are planning to send a message. Perhaps they are waiting for the right opportunity to speak. Whatever their plan may be, remember that you do not have to plan your life around it. Keep your routine. Keep your goals. Keep your peace. Let their action enter your life naturally if and when it happens. My beloved child, perhaps your person is realizing that they made a decision based on fear rather than truth. Maybe they ran because the connection became too intense. Maybe they withdrew because vulnerability scared them. Maybe they were dealing with personal issues they did not know how to communicate. Maybe they believed that distance would protect them. But now they may see that distance did not solve the underlying emotions. Instead, it created more questions. My beloved child, people sometimes run from what they want because what they want requires them to grow. Genuine connection can expose insecurities. It can make a person confront fears they have avoided for years. Your person may now be realizing that the solution was not to run away from the connection, but to become capable of handling it in a healthier way. My beloved child, if they have reached that realization, it is important that they do not expect you to fix their fears for them. Their growth belongs to them. Your healing belongs to you. A healthy relationship is two people doing their own inner work while also choosing to build together. My beloved child, perhaps their next move will be a simple conversation, but its emotional meaning may be much larger. They may say something casual while secretly hoping you will invite deeper conversation. They may ask how you have been. They may mention an old memory. They may bring up something you once shared. Pay attention, but do not immediately assume what everything means. Let them reveal their intention. My beloved child, you do not need to rush toward conclusions. You can simply respond naturally. If they want deeper communication, they can create it. If they want to apologize, they can apologize. If they want to discuss the relationship, they can say so. You are allowed to let another person carry their share of the emotional work. My beloved child, perhaps your person's sudden change of heart has been triggered by realizing that you are no longer waiting. They may sense that you have become more independent. They may notice that your life continues without them. They may realize that if they keep waiting, the opportunity may genuinely disappear. This can create urgency. But remember, their urgency does not have to become your urgency. You can still move slowly. My beloved child, do not allow someone else's fear of losing you to pressure you into decisions you are not ready to make. If they are sincere, they will understand that trust requires time. If they are only acting from fear, they may become impatient. Again, their response will reveal their intention. My beloved child, you may have once believed that if this person returned, everything would automatically feel perfect. But healing does not erase history. Even when love remains, wounds can remain too. If there is a reunion, both people must acknowledge what happened. They must create a new pattern. They must communicate more effectively. They must make room for each other's feelings. This is how something broken can potentially become stronger than it was before. My beloved child, your person may be planning something you never expected, but the most unexpected part may be how differently you respond. You may no longer feel the same desperation. You may be able to hear their words without immediately surrendering your boundaries. You may feel compassion without losing your judgment. You may be able to say, "I care about you, but I need to see consistency." That is strength. My beloved child, perhaps this entire journey has been teaching you how to love without losing yourself. Perhaps you needed to experience uncertainty so that you could learn clarity. Perhaps you needed distance so that you could discover your own identity outside the relationship. Perhaps you needed heartbreak so that you could build stronger boundaries. If your person returns, those lessons will travel with you. Do not leave them behind. My beloved child, you are allowed to be excited if they reach out. You are allowed to feel nervous. You are allowed to feel emotional. Just remember to stay grounded. Take your time. Breathe. Listen. Observe. Let your heart and mind work together. My beloved child, if they say they have changed, ask yourself whether their life reflects that change. If they say they are ready, ask whether they behave with readiness. If they say they want something serious, ask whether their effort reflects seriousness. You do not need to demand perfection. You simply need evidence of genuine intention. My beloved child, perhaps your person has been secretly planning how to make things right. They may be thinking about what would make you feel safe again. They may be wondering what apology would mean something to you. They may be trying to understand the mistakes they made. This can be a positive sign if it is accompanied by action. But again, let them show you. You do not need to imagine the entire plan before it happens. My beloved child, sometimes the most beautiful surprises arrive after long periods of uncertainty. A conversation that seemed impossible becomes possible. An apology finally arrives. A person who seemed distant finally opens their heart. A misunderstanding is finally clarified. But the beauty is not in the surprise alone. The beauty is in what happens after the truth is spoken. Will both people choose honesty? Will both people choose growth? Will both people choose respect? That is where the future is decided. My beloved child, if your person approaches you, remember that you are allowed to ask for time. You are allowed to say, I need to think. You are allowed to say, I appreciate your honesty. You are allowed to say, I want to understand what changed. These are healthy responses. You do not need to react emotionally simply because the moment is emotional. My beloved child, your heart may have waited a long time for this moment, but your wisdom does not need to disappear when the moment arrives. Bring both your heart and your wisdom to the conversation. My beloved child, perhaps your person is finally ready to admit that they still have feelings. Perhaps they have been afraid to say it because they thought you would reject them. Perhaps they feared that you would remind them of the pain they caused. Perhaps they feared that you had already moved on. If they finally take that risk, appreciate the courage without ignoring the history. Both can exist together. You can acknowledge their vulnerability and still ask for accountability. My beloved child, a mature connection can hold complicated emotions. You can love someone and still be hurt by them. You can forgive them and still need boundaries. You can want them and still require change. You can be hopeful and still remain realistic. This balance is powerful. My beloved child, your person's sudden change of heart may be an invitation to see whether the connection can exist in a he.